Fight is a close fight, but honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Shakur. Like Shakur said earlier, he's been boxing guys like Teo his whole life and been making easy work out of guys like that. So I think tomorrow night is no difference.
Stylistically, what does Teofimo have to do then to defeat Shakur?
Honestly, I don't see, as far as him, I don't see anything he can do to defeat Shakur. You know, he's a guy that relies on a lot of big power punches and counter punching, and with a guy like Shakur, he don't got enough in his toolbox to deal with that type of style. I told Teo that when I seen him a few months ago. He told me that I'm saying that because I was used to Shakur, but I'm telling him it's different. So he'll see tomorrow night.
Just talk to me about tomorrow's fight, brother, real quick. How do you think it plays out style-wise?
I think it's 50-50, so it's going to be a good fight.
People couldn't decide what they were witnessing. Was this the moment he finally cracked, or was it a masterclass in mind games? That question took over the conversation after the final press event at Madison Square Garden, ahead of what many are calling a pure psychological chess war. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson finally came face to face, and it went far beyond a simple stare down. The atmosphere felt tense, almost hostile, like a mental battleground rather than a boxing promo. Things took a sharp turn when Shakur revealed a bottle of tequila, presenting it as a gift meant for Teofimo's father, who wasn't even present. The implication that his father was passed out or compromised in a hotel lobby sent a chill through the room. Surprisingly, Teofimo didn't snap. Instead, he brushed it off with a laugh, his expression distant and unfazed, insisting that his father was fine and merely resting.
Where my father at?
Yeah,
where is he? Right
he
now.
got a hangover, that's where he at.
No. Where is he at? I kid you not. My father
he was in the lobby last night.
My father, we seen him. Took him to the
He was
back
in the
right
lobby
now.
last night.
He downloading.
He was in the lobby last night.
Yo, but wait, hold up.
They download?
My father has gotten to all of y'all so well. And the moment he ain't here today, you guys all riled on him.
That's why he was.
Look at that.
Why he was
Look how.
nodding
Hey, hold on. Look how God worked.
Last night.
Look how God worked. He had a present from my father, and my father ain't here.
That's why he was nodding in the lobby last night.
Look how God worked. Good and evil, ladies and gentlemen. Good and evil. And I promise you, Saturday night, good will win.
He probably still messed up from last night.
The moment felt strange, heavy with tension, almost unsettling. It created the sense that this fight might not be decided purely by punches, but by who breaks mentally first as everything unravels in front of us.
What do you think about that matchup and how they get together?
I think that's another fun matchup, man. I feel like Shakur is gonna beat him fairly easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Teo know exactly who he's facing. And I just feel like Shakur is just so focused, so locked in. But not only that, I just feel like his IQ is just on a whole nother level. Shakur IQ is crazy, for real. And he's gonna show that, January 31st, he's gonna show that he levels ahead of Teofimo, for sure.
For the first time in years, most of the boxing world has written Teofimo Lopez off. Odds makers have him listed as a heavy plus 350 underdog, numbers that feel almost insulting for someone who once ruled the division outright. But underestimating Teofimo has always been a mistake. This is a fighter who performs best when expectations are at their lowest. Before the Lomachenko fight, critics said he was too inexperienced. Against Josh Taylor, many believed his best days were behind him. In both moments, Teofimo stepped into the ring as the doubted man, and left with championship glory. He has a habit of disrupting other fighters' plans and derailing legacy runs. Now, Shakur Stevenson enters the picture, aiming for a historic fourth world title and hoping to solidify himself as boxing's next superstar. But this matchup plays directly into Teofimo's comfort zone. Years of pressure, doubt, and dismissal have shaped him for moments like this. For Teofimo Lopez, being the underdog isn't a weakness, it's the fuel that keeps him dangerous.
Great matchup, tough fight. I want to see what Teofimo shows up, because sometimes it's Teofimo, the great fighter who beat Lomachenko, who beat Taylor. That's a tough Teofimo. But then we've also seen him, in off nights.
Right.
And so that's kind of the only doubt, the only question that I have. Which Teofimo's going to show up.
What do you think he has to do to kind of deal with a guy like Shakur Stevenson? How would you approach a fighter like Shakur Stevenson if you were Teofimo Lopez with the attributes that he has?
I would think Teofimo, being that technically he's a bigger fighter, bigger size. He's been at the weight class a little more, and then just maybe build into it more. I would think he would have to use that, size as an advantage. But it's hard to say because, Shakur Stevenson's so fucking good at what he does. Defense is on point, speed is on point, footwork is on point. And he's really one of the best skilled fighters out there. So it's hard to say, oh, this is what you gotta do. No, it ain't easy, trust me. But being Teofimo, again, if he's bigger, naturally stronger, then he should try to use that, to his advantage.
Speculation about Teofimo Lopez's mindset has exploded over the past few days. Behind the scenes, people are questioning whether the weight of the takeover persona has finally caught up to him. His repeated retirement hints and unpredictable press conference moments have fueled the idea that something feels off. Even Shakur Stevenson picked up on it, openly calling Teofimo emotional and detached right to his face. But history tells a more complicated story. This version of Teofimo, frustrated, written off, mentally questioned, isn't new. We've seen him struggle before, especially in fights like Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz, where he appeared uncomfortable and out of sync. Those moments raised real concerns. Yet when the stage is at its biggest, something changes. Under the brightest lights, like tonight at Madison Square Garden, Teofimo has shown an almost unsettling ability to shut everything out and elevate himself into a completely different fighter. So the real question isn't whether he's unraveling. It's whether this strange behavior is a sign of collapse, or a calculated act designed to bait Shakur into making a costly mistake.
Super fight we have tomorrow, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. Who are you leaning towards?
I'll tell you what, a fight that I believe that's going to live up to all his expertise and all the talent that both guys have. But Shakur Stevenson is to me, has more weapons to win with, more weapons to confuse anybody on his level. And also, the best they can be will not be enough. I believe that Shakur will win, but it will be a close fight, but not a controversial fight. I believe both guys are going to show the world why they're in that weight division, the top two, top three. I'm not going to go no lower than that, the best in that division. And that's going to be something that's going to be special for us. We all going to win come tomorrow night.
All right, on that note, you said Shakur, but what's the keys to victory for Teofimo Lopez to get it done?
To be able to
beat Shakur. He's your favorite fighter. How does he get it done?
He's going to have to make Shakur be everything that he is not. He's going to have to change everything that Shakur does well, and that's not easy. But is it possible? Anything is possible, especially in boxing. But I believe that that type of back and forth rivalry and that type of determination is going to be what makes a good fight.
Is this like a Leonard Hearns?
I'll say it's more like a Duran and Leonard.
Oh, okay.
Shakur Stevenson isn't coming into this fight without his own baggage. 4 years, critics slapped the boring label on him, a reputation that followed him everywhere. Fans complained that he played it too safe, comparing him more to a sprinter on a track than a fighter willing to take chances. But everything shifted in his last outing against William Zepeda. Instead of dancing on the outside, Shakur stood his ground, exchanged punches, and revealed a sharp edge we hadn't really seen since his amateur days. That performance forced people to rethink who he really is in the ring. Now the debate is about which version of Shakur shows up against Teofimo. If he reverts to a cautious, point-scoring approach, he could walk straight into Teofimo's counter-punching traps. But if he fully embraces this new aggressive style, he risks standing in front of a natural 140-pound puncher who only needs one clean left hook to change everything. The safe fighter narrative may be gone, but stepping into danger has never come with higher stakes.
How do you see the fight playing out tomorrow?
Shakur, unanimous decision. Question for you. So obviously Shakur's your little brother, you support him. But when you hear him on stage saying, I want to prove that I'm the best boxer in the world today, is there any like sort of competitive fire in you that sparks back up, or you're done?
Not at all.
So you're comfortable with him saying that? You ready to relinquish it? No doubt.
He is the best boxer in the world, and tomorrow he will show it.
You know, it's a lot of people that can say whatever they want. They can say this and say that. But tomorrow, Shakur Stevenson will be victorious in tremendous fashion.
Opinions among boxing veterans are sharply divided on how this fight plays out. Oscar Valdez, who knows Shakur firsthand from sharing the ring with him, cautions against overlooking Teofimo's athletic gifts. In his view, if the version of Teofimo that dismantled Lomachenko shows up, Shakur could be facing a very long night. Jamal Herring, another fighter who understands just how difficult Shakur is to deal with, points to Teofimo's mindset as the deciding factor. He believes discipline is everything. If Teofimo starts chasing the knockout or allows emotions, especially the personal jabs involving his father, to cloud his judgment, the fight could slip away quickly. Herring explains that Shakur's lead foot is the real weapon. It keeps opponents hovering just outside the danger zone, close enough to feel hope but never close enough to land clean shots. Meanwhile, Shakur chips away round after round, turning the fight into a slow, mentally draining loss. According to Herring, Teofimo can't afford to ease into this one. He has to come forward with authority and set the tone early. If he doesn't, he risks spending the entire fight trying to catch up as the clock runs out and the scorecards drift further away.
You face Shakur Stevenson in Las Vegas. What makes it so difficult? What do you think Teo needs to look out for, given your experience with Shakur Stevenson?
I could say not getting greedy inside the ring with him, not losing focus, not letting him get into his game plan when it comes to invite you, because there's no option. There's either you fight his game or you fight no game. Because we see him with Dos Santos, he didn't try to put the pressure on him, and it was an extremely somewhat boring fight because neither or was trying to set the tone inside the ring. So if you're gonna set the tone with someone with Shakur, you better have a game plan, because the guy he's gonna be patient. He's not gonna get off his game plan to fall into your trap. So if I'm Teofimo Lopez coach, I would tell him not to lose focus, not to get frustrated inside the ring. Stick to your game plan, whatever game plan it is. If it's A, B, C, whatever it is, stick to it and go for it. But someone like Shakur Stevenson, like I said, it's easier said than done with a fighter like that, because it's not like he's too back from you. He's just right there in your face, and once you throw, he just rocks back a little bit and touches you. Then it becomes very frustrating. Then when you start loading up, then he does it again. He starts loading up at his shots, but just outboxing you. So I would just say, it's like I said, it's a tough one for me to pick who will come out victorious. That's why I go with the 50-50 fight.
Another layer in this debate is the southpaw question, something Bill Haney has been especially outspoken about. He argues that left-handed fighters operate with a narrower set of tools and that those limitations can be exposed by a disciplined, high-IQ boxer. From his perspective, Shakur's ring awareness and control of distance could create constant problems. Teofimo, he says, has shown difficulty adjusting to unfamiliar angles, and that's exactly where a technical southpaw can start to take over. If Haney's read is correct, this isn't about power or toughness, it's about positioning, timing, and who can solve the puzzle first.
What are we expecting from this fight, from Shakur and Teofimo? What are you expecting from that fight?
Listen, the energy that Teofimo just came, shit. You already kind of tell what the fight gonna look like.
It's a bold statement, especially given Teofimo's past wins over top left-handers like Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. But Shakur Stevenson isn't your typical southpaw. He's a defensive mastermind, a fighter who almost never takes clean shots. Many analysts believe his ring IQ is on a level we haven't seen since Floyd Mayweather. Shakur doesn't just fight his opponents, he disarms them, strips them of their usual game, and exposes even the most seasoned champions as if they've never stepped into the ring before. If Teofimo can't find a way to disrupt Shakur's rhythm early, within the first 4 rounds, this fight could turn into a long, punishing night very quickly.
50-50.
in order for you to participate in this sport, you got to have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. You know, I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature. Like, he don't go outside of the boundaries on taking risks. So a lot of times you'll see him fight somebody that could be stiff competition, and it'll wind up being a boring fight to a degree. You know, that's why everybody was criticizing him for, oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. You know, just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot of this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious, as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. Right. You know, but if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko, he'll win.
The move up to 140 pounds adds another layer to this showdown. Shakur is stepping into the ring against a naturally bigger, stronger opponent. Stories from their sparring sessions years ago suggested that Teofimo's size gave him a clear advantage, at least in practice. At this weight, Teofimo is in his element, a physical powerhouse who combines reach, speed, and explosive movement to dominate the distance. Shakur, on the other hand, is a highly technical fighter, precise and disciplined. But is facing someone who carries real knockout power in both hands. If Shakur can't earn Teofimo's respect early, the fight could become a punishing march for him. Yet, if his timing is as sharp in the ring as it was during the press conference, Shakur has the tools to frustrate Teofimo, force mistakes, and turn the night into a test of patience for the so-called takeover.
We got a lot of experience already. You know, Shakur hasn't fought nobody like my son, you know, and let's say, let the best man win.
You mentioned some of his weaknesses that you see, you know, flaws in Shakur's game. What are some of those?
I can't say that, man. Come on, man. It's like Donald Trump, right? He doesn't say his secrets, you know?
Now, obviously, your son mentioned to us that, you know, obviously, when he wins and gets past Shakur, Devin Haney's value
the thing that people don't understand is that southpaws don't have a lot of arsenal. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a lot of arsenals, and if you know how to fight a southpaw, you could beat them all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for him. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? And for me too, because my son, like I said, my son destroys southpaws. You know, you saw what he did to Magdaleno, man. You know, so I see a fight. I see a competitive fight in the beginning, and then once my son figures it out and he starts dancing in there and doing his thing, you know he's gonna win.
What version of Shakur do you expect to come out first?
I wish the best. I wish the best. You know, Cepeda almost dropped him, man. You know what I'm saying? And Cepeda's not a person that does, you know, does punching placements. You know, he just throws punches. You know, my son is not like that. My son is gonna figure this guy out, and you guys gonna see it. You know.
But do you think Shakur will engage like he did or tried to with?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Nobody does. Nobody does. Once you feel my son's power, it's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying?
As the opening bell nears at Madison Square Garden, the atmosphere is electric, charged with the sense that history is about to be made. This could be the end of one era, or the beginning of a legend. Teofimo Lopez steps into the ring fighting for his legacy and his reputation, while Shakur Stevenson is looking to cement himself as the defining talent of his generation. Every punch, every exchange, carries weight beyond the scorecards. It's a battle for immortality in the sport.
After Saturday, keep that same energy. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass.
All seriousness.
You're not even like that, boy.
Wait.
I promise you not like that.
I'm gonna tell you like this here. You better not say nothing about my daughter, anybody in my family.
Have you considered leaving though?
I'm gonna let you know that right now.
Have you considered leaving though?
Have you
leaving these nuts in your mouth?
Suck a dick, bitch ass boy. Suck a dick, bitch ass boy. You's a bitch. I can't wait.
And you a ligma.
I can't wait.
You a ligma.
I can't wait. After Saturday, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy.
Yo, that's all you want to do. You want to clown.
Eddie, you haven't been to Malone?
What's happening Saturday?
You a clown.
You traveled around the whole world. You haven't been to Malone?
You a clown.
Malone did.
Yo, put your money where your mouth is.
I can't wait.
You got to put your money where your mouth is.
Hey, I'm starting to think you're a little suspect, boy.
He is.
I'm starting to think you're a little suspect for real.
This isn't just another fight. It's a high-stakes showdown where the loser could walk away changed forever. Will Teofimo's calculated approach turn into brilliance, or will it all collapse under pressure? One thing is guaranteed. When that opening bell rings, all the trash talk, tequila bottles, and personal jabs vanish. It's just two fighters in the ring, and only one will leave as the undisputed king of New York. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our future uploads. Drop your predictions and thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.